Hi everyone, I'm Wardah, a STEM Scholar Mentor, and today we'll be starting Unit 4 of Algebra 1, Rate. We'll be starting off with the first lesson, which is conversions. So first, we need to recognize that there are bigger units and smaller units, and how to go from one to the other. So here we have feet, which is a bigger unit, and inches, which is a smaller unit. So when we go from, we all know that there are 12 inches in 1 foot. So when we go from feet to inches, we multiply by 12, and when we go from inches to feet, we divide by 12. So let's just say we have 2 feet, we would multiply that by 12 to get 24 inches. And if we had 24 inches, we would divide that by 12 to get 2 feet. Next, let's go over some vocabulary. A ratio is a simple comparison of two numbers, such as 12 to 1 or 1 to 12. A rate is a ratio that includes units such as 12 inches per 1 foot. A unit rate is a rate with a denominator of 1 unit. 12 inches per 1 foot is a unit rate. 1 foot per 12 inches is not a unit rate. Next, a proportion is an equation with two ratios and an equal sign between them. For example, 1/4 equals to 4/6 is a proportion. So we know that 1/4 is equal to 4/6 because when you simplify 4/16, when you simplify 4/16, you get 1/4. Now, a proportion can also be used to find the missing value of a number in a problem. So here, we're going to use cross multiplication to figure out 1/4 equals 4 over x. So I like to use the loops just to make it a little bit more clear on how to cross multiply. We're going to loop around the numerator of the first number and the denominator of the second number, and then another loop around the numerator of the second number and the denominator of the first number. So now that we know what we're multiplying, we're going to do 1 times x, the first loop, which is 1x or just x, and then we're going to do 4 times 4, which is 16. So our answer is x equals to 16th. Which we see here, so that's the right answer. Next, it's important to note that you should always know what units are being used in the proportion, just so that you don't get confused later on. So here we have gallons and quarts, so this would also be gallons and quarts. And then we're going to end up with 16 quarts. So it's better to label your units as you're going. So now I want you guys to do 2 questions on your own, so just pause the video and then complete them. Okay, so here are the answers that you should have gotten, one for both, and let's go over them. So for the first question, it says, Dan took 12.5 seconds to run the 100-meter dash. He calculated the time to be approximately, and then we have these choices. So I want you guys to recognize that the 100-meter dash, 100 is completely just to distract us from what the question is actually asking us. So the 100-meter dash doesn't have anything to do with the amount of seconds we have. But we need to see that in the answer choices, we have minutes and we have hours. So there are 60 seconds in 1 minute and 3,600 seconds in 1 minute. Since we're trying to figure out the amount of minutes or hours that this value would be. So we're going to set up a proportion, and we're going to do 12.5 seconds over x equals to 60 seconds over 1 minute. Then we're going to do our loops. First loop, second loop. We have 12.5 times 1 is 12.5, and then 60 times x equals 60x. Then we're going to divide both sides by 60, and our answer is 0.2083 minutes, which is the first answer choice. Next, they give us this equation and then ask us what is C of 68. So this question is pretty simple, and it doesn't really have anything to do with proportions, but this could be just a little review on functions. So they're just asking us what C of f is. So when we have f of x or C of f or anything of that sort of a function, we just take this number and treat it as x, or in this case f. So we would just substitute this into f here. So we would get 5/9 times 68 minus 32. We can simplify this down to 5/9 times 36, and then after computing that, we have 20 degrees Celsius. Why is this Celsius? Well, we have two answers, Fahrenheit and Celsius. So why is this Celsius? Because when solving for this, we're actually solving for c, which is our dependent variable, as we went over before. F is already here, it's our independent variable, but since we substitute this in for F, we're finding C. So our answer is 20 degrees Celsius. That's it for this lesson. Thank you for listening, and if you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out on my email down here. And if you're looking to practice with any additional resources, JMAP and Khan Academy are some great ones.